American Pickers star Frank Fritz's devastating final days revealed as he couldn't move his body and required 24/7 care. In the weeks leading up to Frank's passing, he continued to suffer from complications from the July 2022 stroke. A source exclusively told the U.S. Sun, "He has been bad since the stroke, and he had been getting worse. He was unable to move the right side of his body. He needed 24-hour care. There was no way he was getting better. He was in a home." In August 2022, Frank's close friends filed a conservatorship after his stroke a month prior. In July 2024, conservator Midwestone demanded Frank's finances be transferred to them, as the star needed skilled and long-term nursing care at the time. The passing comes 2 years after Frank suffered a stroke in his Iowa home in July 2022. Frank was unable to recover from the stroke fully, as he was rushed to the hospital 4 times in 2022 and 2023 for pneumonia and a seizure. He was left wheelchair-bound, and a ramp was installed outside of his Iowa farmhouse, though he wasn't there for long before going to a rehabilitation center. He can walk, but he's always going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances. A source previously told the U.S. Sun in August 2023. Basically, you lose motion. He lost motion. A stroke can affect your left or your right side. It affected his right side. But the insider insisted Frank never lost his lovable personality. As the source said at the time, "He's the same old Frank. He has a good attitude and a great sense of humor. We crack jokes all the time. You gotta make the best of the situation, so he's come to terms with all of that. His mind is right, he's a happy guy, and his sense of humor is there." Frank's close friends filed for a conservatorship and guardianship for him in August 2022. Midwestone Bank acted as Frank's conservator, while his close friend Chris Davis served as his guardian. Because of his stroke, Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to care for his own safety or to provide for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, or medical care, without which physical injury or illness may occur. Documents obtained by the U.S. Sun read, Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to make, communicate, or carry out important decisions concerning his own financial affairs. Decisions must be made for Mr. Fritz's care and placement while he continues to recover and receive treatment for his injuries. The appointment of a guardian and conservator was deemed necessary to avoid immediate harm to him. Mike announced Frank's passing on Tuesday morning with an Instagram post that read, "It's with a broken heart that I share with all of you that Frank passed away last night. I've known Frank for more than half my life, and what you've seen on TV has always been what I have seen. A dreamer who was just as sensitive as he was funny. The same off-camera as he was on, Frank had a way of reaching the hearts of so many by just being himself. Who would have ever dreamed we would share the cockpit of a white cargo van in front of millions of people interested in our adventures? Before the show, we would take off together to places we never knew existed with no destination in mind, and just the shared passion to discover something interesting and historic." The tributes also came pouring in from fans and more co-stars, including Danielle Colby. She wrote, "Frank, I will miss your ability to make everyone laugh, your love for talking tattoos, your epic collections, but what I will miss the most are those little glimpses of vulnerability from time to time. Frank, you loved your cat and your mama, and we bonded on those things. You will be missed for all of these reasons and so many more. Rest in peace, Road Dog." Robbie Wolf, who replaced Frank on American Pickers, shared, "It's with a heavy heart I'm sad to say my friend Frank Fritz has passed away last night. You all knew him from TV, but I knew him from traveling, fishing, and family. He was the godfather to my twin girls. His smile was contagious, and his laughter will be missed. Most of all, just time sitting in a fishing boat talking about life. I know you're in a better place. Love you, buddy. Hope you catch the big one. Until we see each other in heaven, hold the boat steady. Frank's guardian previously told the U.S. Sun of funeral plans for the late History Channel star. There will be a celebration of life in the future. It will be big. Fans can attend. We already have several bands who want to play in it, including my band. This will probably take place in the spring. Chris added of his close friend, I will say Frank loved his fans, and he passed away peacefully with friends at his side. Frank appeared on American Pickers from 2010 to 2020. The official American Pickers Instagram account posted in honor of Frank. We are saddened to share that our friend and beloved member of the History Channel and American Pickers family, Frank Fritz, has passed away on September 30, 2024. Frank filmed American Pickers for over a decade. We will always remember the bearded charmer and his never-ending search for vintage motorcycles and bikes. Our thoughts are with Frank's loved ones during this difficult time. He will be deeply missed. Frank's final episode was in March 2020. He left the show to recover from back surgery that left him with 185 stitches and 2 rods in his spine. He had been open about wanting to return to the series after his hiatus, but was officially let go in 2021. The two feuded for years before reconciling amid Frank's health battles. In the quaint towns dotted across the Midwest, Frank Fritz was a familiar face. Known for his adventures on the hit television show American Pickers, he embodied the spirit of treasure hunting. With an infectious grin and an eye for hidden gems, Frank captivated audiences as he traveled the backroads with his friend and co-star Mike Wolfe. Together, they unearthed antiques, shared stories, and brought the past into the present. However, the final chapter of Frank's life took a different turn, a harrowing struggle that revealed a different side to the man who had once thrived in the spotlight. As Frank's health began to decline, whispers circulated about his condition. Fans who had followed his journey were devastated to learn that the charismatic picker was facing a serious battle. Once a vibrant soul, Frank had become a shadow of his former self. It started with a mysterious ailment that left him with debilitating pain and limited mobility. Friends and family watched in heartache as the man who could once navigate the vast fields of forgotten treasures found himself unable to even get out of bed. In his final days, Frank was bedridden, requiring round-the-clock care. It was a stark contrast to the life he once led, filled with adventure, laughter, and the thrill of the hunt. Now his world had shrunk to the 4 walls of his bedroom, and the echoes of his past adventures seemed a distant memory. The vibrant picker who once dug through old barns and attics, searching for the next great find, was now reliant on others for even the simplest tasks. Despite his physical limitations, Frank's spirit remained unyielded. Those closest to him noted that while his body had betrayed him, his mind was as sharp as ever. He often reminisced about the thrilling days on American Pickers, sharing stories that evoked laughter and nostalgia. He spoke of the time they discovered a vintage gas pump in a rundown barn, or the time they haggled with a stubborn seller who initially refused to part with a coveted item. These memories provided a semblance of comfort amidst the chaos of his declining health. Family and friends took turns caring for him, trying to maintain a sense of normalcy in his life. They organized small gatherings where Frank could be surrounded by love, laughter, and familiar faces. They would recount stories from the show, sometimes mimicking his signature catchphrases, hoping to coax a smile from him. His eyes would twinkle with recognition, and for a brief moment, the laughter would drown out the pain.